All right, what's up, you guys? Um, I've already made many videos on all my project cars, like this one, my '88, my Datsun, my '88 Nissan Sentra B12. Um, so you guys already know what's up. My short-term goal is basically to swap the original power plant engine and tranny with the SR, with the SR20 DET turbo, red top or blue top, or a Neo VVL turbo. Those are basically my short-term goals for my Sentra B12 or my Sentra XE B12. Long-term goal is to swap it to probably a rotary 13A or 13B, 14A or 14B, and just go all out. Probably convert it to rear-wheel drive, obviously, or I may even want to convert it to all-wheel drive with a different kind of power plant, drivetrain, engine and tranny, maybe. Like I can also go, believe it or not, a 2.5 boxer STI engine, where I can, then I can convert to all-wheel drive if I choose to. And also, I can swap it, like I've said before, believe it or not, with a Z31 turbo or twin turbo, or Z32 turbo or twin turbo. Um, So there's not just a few, but several different options. Um, you know, someone, not me personally, I don't care for that, but someone else might even be able to or want to squeeze like a 350 in there, or a 5.0 or a Mopar or whatever, some kind of a or LS 1 through 7, whatever, someone is going to want to try to fit a American V8 in there, a Chevy, or a Motorcraft, or Mopar. But me, I'm sticking with JDM. JDM. So that's what I'm going to do. Nismo mainly, unless I go Mazda, rotary. So or Cobb's, the STI 2.5 boxer engine, the 4-cylinder. So that's what's up. You guys know the deal already on my project cars. So I'm gonna try to make a quick video, make it maybe 15 minutes, because I always want to make a quick one. It ends up being a long video, 35 to 40 minutes, and I'm kind of in a hurry because it's been a very long, busy day, and the sun is setting. So I kind of want to get this done, this video, before the sun sets. So I haven't really popped the hoods on any of these yet. This is like my first time. This is the original stock engine. It's all dirty. I already cleaned them up today. I did a lot of work. I've been slaving all day, but I still got a lot of cleaning to do, as you guys can see. And there's a few things missing, like spark plug cable wires, a battery, a little bit of a couple or a few vacuum lines, and like a couple or a few electrical wiring, which is mainly for the alarm and fog lights. It has nothing really to do with the operation of the engine and tranny and the car itself. But yeah, you know. And so, like I said, I'm going to swap this. The original 1.6 inline 4 TBI, which is half carburetor and half fuel injection, throttle body injection. So I've already done a lot of work to this car, but I'm going to do it again. And honestly, I'm going to Restomod, JDM Restomod, all of my 5 project cars. As you can see, this Datsun, this '88 Nissan Sentra XE B12, with the short-term goals that I said of the engines and trannies that I want, and I'll probably do the long-term goal, perhaps, obviously in the long run. But I got to still clean out the interiors on my cars, and just it's straight body basically. It just obviously needs a paint job again. I mean, it needs a little bit of body work, but not much. And it needs obviously a paint job as well, as you guys can see. I'm trying to get in a good location so you guys can see this. There we go. So, but it's a straight body. It's a good car. It's light. It's only like what, 2,000 pounds? 2,000 ish. 2,000 pounds or so, give or take. Um, so, you know, with the SR20, like I said, turbo or Neo VVL turbo, you can get not just 450 but 650 horsepower, and a torque won't be too far off. It'll be close as well. You know, Um, like say if you get 650 horse, your torque will probably be anywhere between 4 and 500, and you can still, you know, hook it up with a nitrous kit, 100, 150, 200 shot. So if it's at 200 and you're at 650 horse and say 500 torque, your torque goes up to 700 and your horse goes up to 850. On this, light B12, that's very, front wheel drive still remaining as a front wheel drive. That's a lot of power, and as light as it is, it's gonna move. And like I said, I can get a lot more than that. I can probably get well over 1,000 horses if I go with my long-term goals. Even my short-term goals might be able to do that. Not to mention my long-term goals. So okay, now that's on a B12. I spent about 5-6 minutes on that. I was washing my cars. I was gonna get them all cleaned up, but oh well. I only managed to clean this one up. I'll clean them up tomorrow or whatever. Maybe tonight after I'm done with this video, but just wanted to make this real quick before it got too dark. So I've moved my cars around, as you guys can tell, because before on the previous videos, my 89 B12 Supra would sit there, the blue one. Now I moved it over here. Um, but as you guys can see, before I talk about this one, sorry guys, I'm gonna talk about this one first. My 87, my white 87 Mark III MK3 Supra Turbo with the 7M GTE engine. Um, Obviously, it's straight body. Right here on this fender, that's about the only dent that there is, and that's fixable or just get a new fender. But it doesn't matter because I'm probably going to get, the fiberglass fenders for it. So who cares? I'm probably going to get a body kit for it as well. I'm going to get a carbon fiber hood for it. Probably a carbon fiber wing. Probably carbon fiber doors and mirrors, and light, uh, you know, uh, better rims and tires for it, obviously. But this is my 87 uh, MK3 7M GTE with the R154 tranny. This is my 87 Supra. Now you guys have seen videos on this one as well already, and yeah. So like I said before, these 7M GTEs, these Mark III Super Turbos with the 7M GTEs and the R154 are capable of 1,300 horsepower to the wheels, which is about 14 to 1,600 horsepower to the crank, and about 1,100, well over 1,000, if not over 1,100 foot-pounds of torque to the wheels. So that's about 1,400 foot-pounds of torque or so to the crank. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. You know, with 80s and 90s technology. With the 7M GTE. And that's without nitrous. You can always hook it up with the 200 shot of nitrous, average. And so then your 1,300 horsepower to the wheel becomes 1,500 horsepower to the wheel, you know? And which that means your 1,600 horsepower to the crank goes up to 1,800 horsepower to the crank. And your 1,100 horsepower to the wheel becomes 1,300 horsepower to the wheel, which your 1,400 foot-pounds of torque to the crank becomes 1,600 foot-pounds of torque to the crank, believe it or not. Yes, with the 7M GTE. And I've cleaned this motor up too. It still needs a lot more work. This is a major project. It's not like my Sentra and my 88 Supra, my 89 Supra, and my 93 Probe GT, which are projects. This one's a project too, but this one's more of a project. This one's like a major project, like a super project. So, but that's okay. It'll get done little by little. I mean, for me, it's worth it. I know it's going to cost me anywhere from 10, 11, 12 grand to as much as 50 grand per car. And if I'm rich, when I become rich, rather, you can spend as much as 6 figures on each car. But it's worth it because, to me, it's very worth it because, or you can spend more than 6 figures. But to me, it's very worth it because, you know what? I decided I'm not going to sell my cars. I'm just going to keep them and I'm going to restore them. They're my project cars, my babies, my toys, and I'm going to keep them for life. Unless someone really offers me really good money, I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to keep them especially after I restore them. JDM restore them my way. They really have to offer me really good money for me to sell, and that's iffy because I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to hold on to them and enjoy them for life. I'll be one of those old guys, later on with my toys. I don't care. It's all good. That's what you're supposed to do. Nothing wrong with that. So, anyways, you guys already seen my 88 Mark III MK3 Supra. This one's not turbo. It's not the 7M GTE. This one's a 7M GE, naturally aspirated. Um, so this is it. You guys already seen it. I tried cleaning it up a little bit, washing it. I forgot the windshield wipers up, as you guys can see. But this one now became my project car because unfortunately I'm a little sad because I had a little mishap or incident. I didn't really blow my motor or my engine because this one was my daily driver. I've already made tons of videos on this one, and I just made one, and I kind of had a little mishap about a week ago, a week and a half ago, no more than 2 weeks, about a week and a half in reality. And so unfortunately, Toyota won't fess up to it, but they kind of screwed up with this. You know how it is with the 7M. The only problem with them, they're notorious for blowing head gaskets. So they already had a blown head gasket. That's the way I bought it. But it just kept getting worse until one day I was coming from Phoenix and coming back home. I was like 15 minutes away from home when it just got too hot. It just overheated, unfortunately. It sucks because that's a really bad business for aluminum. But this is the older aluminum where it's still a lot thicker and heavier and strong aluminum. It didn't get hot to the point, hopefully, we're all hoping that the engine, the block itself, the block and the head are still intact. It's just internals, which doesn't matter. I don't care because I have to redo all the internals anyhow. All I was going to save was the block. As a matter of fact, if I have to get a new head, I will. But if I can save this head, why not? But that's the thing. That I it overheated a little bit. It got hot because of the blown head gasket, and the radiator cracked in two positions, major cracks on the top and on the bottom, by the radiator cap and by the drain plug at the bottom. So it dropped all the antifreeze and water out, and I didn't know because since it has that blown head gasket issue, the temperature needle doesn't work properly. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So now I'm usually really good because I stay on it. I don't let it get hot. But this time it did. Hey, it happens to the best of us sometimes every once in a blue moon, at least once in your life. So this is my first time that I've accidentally had an engine blow on me, and it's because it was already kind of messed up from Toyota. So it's not really my fault. It's Toyota. They screwed up because they didn't torque down the head bolts far down enough. They only torque them down from 52 to 56 or 57 foot-pounds of torque, and they need to be at least 72 to 80 foot-pounds of torque. If not, like Dwayne says in Canada and California, the white one, the 1,036 horsepower to the wheel MK3 7M GTE, the 89, like my blue one right here, um, he torques them down to 100 foot-pounds, and you have to get the really good gaskets, the steel gaskets, and maybe double up on them or whatever. But just do it like Dwayne did. He has no issues, and he's got 1,036 horsepower to the wheel, and he's going to 1,300 horsepower with the Egan turbo to the wheel. No head gasket issues. So that's what you got to do. So, and if I can't save my original 7M GE, then I probably will skip my short-term goal, which I already told you guys. My short-term goal on this one was to build it to about 350 horse and torque, with the NA motor, with the original, and then go to my long-term goal. So if I can't do my short-term goal, hey, it's a win-win situation. I just skip my short-term goal straight to my long-term goal and just swap it with a 2JZ GTE turbo or twin turbo, 2JZ turbo or twin turbos, 2JZ GTE. Same thing with this, same thing with the 87. That's my long-term goal after I build the 7M GE, just to prove that, hey, it can do. The 7M is extremely capable. My camera's all blurry, it won't focus, it won't clear up. But the 87, all these 86 through 92 Supras with the 7M GTE here in America, because in Japan around 90, 91 they switched to the 1JZ turbo or twin turbo, the 1JZ GTE. But I guess it's going to be a long video, guys. I'm trying to hurry up because it's getting dark. So I'm sorry if it ends up being more than 15 minutes. If it ends up being like a 30-minute video, I tried, guys, but there's just too much to mention, to say, to share. So anyhow, so like I've said before, that's what I'm going to end up doing. You know, I'll just go the I want to do all of them short term goal with the original power plants just to prove what they can do. And then when I really want to get big and crazy, then I'm going to swap it over to the newer power plants like the 2Js, like I've said. So that's what I'm probably going to end up doing if I can't do the 7MGE like still like I want to because of the issue that I have now. But that's okay. You know, good thing I still got another daily driver besides this one. So this one's going to end up sitting like the other ones until I can get it done. Now it is. It wasn't that wasn't the case like a week ago, but it's all right. So yeah, long-term goal, they're all going to be switched basically to the 87, the 88, and the 89 are going to be switched over to 2JZ turbo and twin turbo, or yeah, 2JZ turbo or twin turbos. In other words, 7M. I mean, excuse me, 2JZ GTE turbo or twin turbo. So yeah, that's you know that's what it's going to be long term, at least that or more. So that's basically it. You know, like I already explained what the 7M is capable of. So that's what I'm going to do with the 7, you know, originally with the 7M, and then long-term goal with the 2J. And I'm just going to get crazy because if I'm going to go 13 to 1500 horsepower to the wheel with the 7M, I'm just going to go higher than that once I go to when I go my long-term goal 2JZ for the 87, 2JZ for the 88, and 2JZ for the 89. I'm just gonna go 2,000 horsepower. Why mess around? Forget it. I ain't playing. I'm not playing around. I'm not here to joke around or play around. I'm serious, man. This is real power, real business, powerhouse, big power. So forget it. I'm just gonna go 2,000 horse. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go 2,000 horse. So that's what I'm gonna do, and still be street legal. Whether it's 2,000 horse, you know, a combination of all engine and all boost with spray or without spray, but that's what it's going to be. And if I can still hook, if it's not, if it's without spray, and I can still hook up spray to it, you better believe I'm going to hook it up with spray. It's going to even be well over a lot more than 2,000 horse. But that's what it's. That's what I'm going to end up doing, guys, on my project cars. I'm going to end up building them to 2,000 horsepower, and the torque's going to be definitely well over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. That's what I'm going to end up doing. Um, the torque might end up being 11, 1,200 foot-pounds, but that's what I'm going to end up doing. Long-term goal on my Supras, all of them. There we go. Okay, so this is it. I haven't even had a chance to clean it up since the radiator blew up because there was antifreeze and water everywhere. It was clean. Now it's dirty. Well, it was a little bit dirty, but now it's a lot dirtier, so I got to clean it up. I mean, it was, unfortunately, I was sad, dude. It was bad. I mean, it was smoking and everything. I didn't, how the hell was I supposed to know? There was no way of knowing this time. Usually there is, but not this time. It is what it is. It's okay. No sense in crying over it. You know, no sense in crying over spilled milk. But as you can see, I did a lot of work. It was just all bolt-ons. I had it up to 250 horsepower. And the torque was about the same, 250 foot-pounds of torque as well. The headers don't look new, but believe me, they are. They just get like that because they're not like the other ones that are, I forget what it's called, where they don't do this. But okay, so anyhow, as you can see, I got cold air intake. Goes all the way down there. It's got the K&N filter, which you can't see from here, but it's there. Header, mid pipe, straight pipe, high flow racing cat, which is street legal. It passes California emissions. So if it passes California, it passes federal, passes the entire U.S. California is the strictest in the U.S. If you can pass them, you pass everyone. So okay. So I just did, you know, that's what I did, man. It was just all bolt-ons, dude. And just because it breathes so much better, the torque and a horse went from 200 to 250. I increased 50 horsepower and 50 foot-pounds of torque. It was still stock, no internals yet. It was just all bolt-on, guys, like I've said many times. So it's pretty cool. You know, I love it. But yeah, the radiator cracked around here. When you try to start it, it won't start anymore. It won't run. It won't idle. It won't drive. But it's unfortunately, I already explained because I kind of blew it. But I think the block, I hope, we're all hoping that the block is intact. It's just internal, you know. So, and even the head is intact. So, you know, if it's savable, I'm going to save the block in the head and just redo all the internals anyway, because I'm going to do that anyway. So who cares? So what? So, yeah, that's basically it, guys. Um, So yep, this is only 200 stock. I got it up to 250, and you can, when you do the internals, it'll go up to 350 horse and torque. But that's the difference between the naturally aspirated and the turbo. The seven. This is the 7M GE. The others I'm gonna show you in a second is 7M GTE, and they usually have the turbo right about here. The one big turbo or the two turbos, twin turbo. You know. But yeah, and then it cracked. The radiator cracked down there by the drain plug. Right down there. It sucks, dude. I'm kind of pissed about it, but you know, shit happens, unfortunately. Excuse my language, but you know, no sense in crying over spilled milk. I gotta just redo it anyways, man. It was just a head gasket issue, man. And they're charging me $1,300 to do the head gasket because of all the labor. It's not so much the gasket. I don't care if the gasket costs $100. It's which it probably doesn't, but even if it did, who cares? It's not the gasket. It's the labor of taking everything apart. You know. I could probably do it myself with a buddy of mine, but or with my uncle. He's a master tech. But if I'm gonna do that, you know, I might as well just redo everything. That just doesn't make sense to me to just replace the head gasket. I might as well rebuild the entire engine, fully build it. In other words, fully soup it up. And what's the point of going through all that work? If you know, I might as well go all the way. I'm already there. Hello, you know what I'm saying? So especially if I'm gonna pay someone to do it, you know, I might as well keep saving my money and just go all out. I don't care to spend 3 to 6 grand and building it the way I want, naturally aspirated, you know. So I might still do that, most likely 9 out of 10 times. 90, yeah, 95% out of 100%, I'm going to still do my short term goal. Especially, you know, hopefully if the block is savable, salvageable, you know, I will. So, yeah. If not, then I'll go straight to my long term goal. Like I said, I'll just go, you know, just go straight to, you know, my 2JZ turbo or twin turbo. Why mess around? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Okay, so I've already mentioned a lot of times what the deal is with my 89 blue MK3 Mark III Supra 7M GTE with the R154 tranny. Um, this one is Targa top, which is awesome. You know, as you can see, the different taillights. This is second series Mark III taillights from 89 and 92. This is series 1 taillights like the 87 that I just showed you earlier, where it has that one sticker says doesn't play well with others. That was from, these kind of taillights were from 86 through 88. And then, uh, like I said, this kind of tail light was from 89, the first year. This one's 89 through 92 and a half. Yeah. And this one's got the awesome carbon fiber. I put a lot of money and work into my cars. It's just that damn, you got to be like Jay Leno, man. You got to have hundreds of millions of dollars to build your cars. Well, maybe not that much, but you got to have deep pockets is what I mean. So, okay, so this, I got to clean it a little bit more, a little better. But this is my carbon fiber exhaust. It's badass. And I removed the silencer. It is awesome. You know, I really detail cars. I really turn wrenches on cars. I really do be spending a lot of money on my cars. Projects. And I can't believe I ended up with 5 project cars. I'm not complaining. That's awesome. That's a good thing. It's just, wow, it's a lot of money. But it's okay. I'll still have eventually at least a couple, maybe a few nice new cars. But I'm still going to have my several JDM classic cars, you know. and I'm gonna restore them little by little, man. You know, I really am, you guys. So to all you car lovers, gentlemen and ladies, or ladies and gentlemen, you know, I think you understand where I'm coming from, especially you guys that love JDM. I love all kinds of cars, but you know, there's some car people that are into American muscles, and I mean into American muscle, and then there's others that are into uh, European, and there's others that are JDM like myself. But I do everything. I love this Targa top. Yeah, I love it. Yes, yes, yes. And I gutted the interior. I'm working on it. I still got a lot of cleaning to do. It's just I got my hands full. A lot of work, guys. I'm already at 25 minutes, but you know what? I try to make these quick videos, but it just doesn't happen. So I'm sorry. It probably will end up being a 35 to 40-minute video again. I tried. Oh well. Okay, so that's my computer, the tune and everything. Um, yeah, I mean, it was tuned. They did some tuning, the previous owner, because I bought it. I am actually a third owner to this, so it's my project car, you know. This is the way I bought it. I got the seats. I just took them out. Well, they're already kind of out. I just finished taking them out. And all that, you know, is for lightness. You don't need all that excessive, you know, weight for racing. You're not supposed to have a VIP, guys. You're not supposed to have a VIP interior when it comes to racing. It's supposed to be gutted. This is actually too much. I'm supposed to have it completely gutted, you know? Um, but that's okay. I probably will end up having it completely gutted, but for now, that's what it is. I like it like this for now. Because look, over here on the 88, I have the seats in, which I'll show you the seats on the 89. You already seen them, but they're bad. The leather needs to be redone. I'm just going to get new racing seats for everything. I'm still going to get the seats reupholstered, save them as spare for every car, but I'm going to get new racing seats for all the cars. Probably Veal, Sparco, Recaro, or Momo. We'll see what's up. I am getting the electric motor for the power window on the passenger side. That's why I took the panel out. But yeah, you know. And as you can see, this one's a 5-speed as well as the 89. The only thing I don't like about my Supra is I hate my dash, man. It sucks. Dash is all looks like the Grand Canyon, man. I hate it. But so I'm gonna shave all that crap out of there. You know, like cut all like whatever's sticking out. I'm just gonna, you know, remove it, clean it up really good, and just put a really nice dash mat on there for now until I'm able to get new dashboards for them, you know. Or maybe I just remove the dashboard. We'll see, man. We'll see, you know, because if it's for racing, you want to be as light as possible. But yeah, this one's gutted. See, same thing like the 89. Both the 88 and the 89 are gutted, you know. So there's no, you're not supposed to have a VIP pretty interior and cup holders for racing, okay? Come on, that's not real car guy stuff. Okay, that's for people that want that VIP and kind of be pampered and spoiled a little bit. Come on, guys, that's not racing. A lot of people are too concerned with interiors. Who cares? You're not supposed to have a VIP interior for racing, not for racing. All my cars are going to be set up for racing for the street and the track, street legal. You can drive them everyday drivers, but you know, they're race cars for the street and the track. I mean, it's going to be full roll cage. I already got a friend of mine who's going to help me with the roll cage, a full roll cage on all 5 of my cars. The 87, the 88, this one, the 89, the, you can't really see it because it's too dark, the B12 Sentra right there, and a 93 Pro way down there. So, yeah. Okay, so let me pop the hood on this baby as well. I mean, I'm going to remove everything. I'm going to remove even the door panels, everything, the carpet, that's just extra weight unnecessarily. I'm just going to have it like my Probe. Oh no, I have not shown you the interior of the Probe yet, or the Sentra. Well, basically I'm going to remove all this eventually, and it's just going to have the insulation so you don't, you know, fry, you know, cook yourself in the summer. You don't, and especially especially in the summer, but you don't, you know, you don't suffer all that heat from the engine and the tranny, so it doesn't get hot. So you stay nice and cool, and especially in the summer, you stay nice and cool. So I'm just gonna have that special mat, that special insulation against the heat and the cold in the winter, and a little bit of road noise it'll get rid of. But I really, honestly, I don't care. The road noise within reason does not bother me. As you can see, this one's a 5-speed as well. Second, that was first. Okay, we start over. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, reversed. Okay, so this one's a 5-speed. The 89 and 88 are 5-speed. Okay, and both the 87 and this 89 are the R154 tranny. So, but yep, that's my long-term goal, guys. All of them are going to be swapped to. Uh, I love the way it shuts, so nice and smooth. I mean, you don't have to slam them; you just barely shut it. All the Supras are like that. My Sentra B12 is like that. My Probe is like that. All 5 of my cars are like that. You just look at that. You don't have to. It's perfect. No slamming. And this one's straight body. All this is just paint job. And then add my body kit to it like I want. My carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber mirrors, carbon fiber wing in the back. I meant to say. Let me start over. New body kit, carbon fiber wing, maybe carbon fiber doors, definitely carbon fiber mirrors, carbon fiber hood, fiberglass fenders, and yeah, that's it so far. And then new rims and tires, even better than these. Um, that's for the outside, but it's going to be done tastefully the right way, not all stupid like a lot of people do. That just looks retarded. And people, that's why people hate them, because they give them, some people just, they don't know how to do it right and they give it a bad name. Body kits are very classy and tasteful and proper, and it's just awesome. It makes the car look that much better. It just has to be done right. It makes the car look that much more aggressive, macho, sexy, you know, um, and so on, etc. You guys get the point. It's just gorgeous. It's just that much better. Okay, so I cleaned it up a little bit. It needs a lot more cleaning. This one's kind of dirty and nasty. It's still got a lot of dirt on it that I have to get my degreaser and just start cleaning it up and high pressure washing it. But I got to be careful, cover a lot of electrical, and since the header's not there, I got to cover all that up. It's a lot of work before I start actually cleaning it, and then that's a lot of work cleaning, and then just the whole thing is a lot of work. But this is it. Yeah, no battery on this one. I took it out. This is a Godspeed Project radiator. The guy that had it before me. Okay, you know what? Oh wait, and before I say that, this is the intercooler, as you guys can see, racing intercooler, turbo racing intercooler. That was $3 grand alone, guys. That intercooler. Okay, so I misspoke on my previous videos. I've made a lot of videos, but the last, I think I'm in one or a couple, no more than a few videos, I mentioned that the internals were done on this one. I'm sorry, I misspoke. What I meant to say is that this one was all bolt-ons. They had it up to 550 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque on this engine, the 7M GTE stock, because no internals were done yet. So that's all just bolt-ons and you know, the turbo, the big turbo, it was just all turbo and bolt-ons. Of course, the intercooler helps a great deal, and the radiator and all that, you know. So no internals have been done, because on the 7M GTEs you can go 750, 800 horsepower before, you know, you can go that far. After that point, that's when you have to start doing internals. But you can go 750, 800 horsepower and torque about the same without doing any internals. Is that badass? But once you get to once you want to go past 800 horsepower and torque, that's when you have to do the internals. Okay, so that's why I can still go to 1300 horsepower to the wheels when I do the internals. So I took the header out, but it's got the new gaskets and everything. And I'll show you the header in a moment if I get a chance. I've already made another video where I show the header, which was dedicated to a friend of mine, Kevin. But that's because I was gonna sell it, but I'm not gonna sell it no more. You know, these cars, as they sit, can go anywhere between 2 and 10 grand, needing full restoration like these. They're that expensive. They're not cheap, man. You guys, Supras are very expensive. I don't care if it's the Mark II, the Mark III, the Mark IV especially. They're very expensive cars to own, to buy, to maintain, to build, everything. Insurance, everything. You really seriously have to have deep pockets. You need them. But they're badass cars. I mean, when you can get 1,300 horsepower to the wheel, that's all engine, all motor, all engine and boost without spray, and you can go up to 1,500 with spray with 80s and 90s technology. What does that tell you? That's how awesome these cars are. Okay, so that's it for now on this one. Let me see if I can get this baby open. I'll try, guys, because I'm running out of time. I only got a couple of minutes left before my phone can no longer do this. So I'm gonna set this down for a second right here, guys. Just bear with me, okay? I apologize. It's just that's the best I can do. Just hang in there. I'm gonna try to take this hood off. It's heavy, kind of. Okay, I'm back. I got about a minute and a half if I'm lucky. So I'm gonna wrap it up with this one. I've already cleaned this one up a lot. Still need, see, this is the difference, but it still needs more cleaning, more work. This is the difference. Look, one's all stock. You see how it's different than the upgrade, the Godspeed Pro, you know? Original, well, this one doesn't have a radiator, but there's the intercooler for the turbo. You know that, but that's all stock. This one has not been built. This one's like 226 to 276 horsepower stock. But yeah, like I said, it does need a lot of work, but it's worth it. All these cars have so much potential, so much capability. They're so capable. Look at that stock header. Everything is still stock on this one. They were saying, oh, just use it as a parts car. My buddy that sold it to me, you know, it's good. It's a good parts car, but I'm not going to part it out. I'm not going to use it as a parts car. I'm not going to dismember it. I'm going to build it. This one's going to be another project car, and I'm going to make it street legal. And especially for the track, it's perfect. I'm not going to, you know, take it apart. I'm going to restore it and build it back up, if anything. That's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. I'm just saying that's what I'm going to do. This is also the 7M GTE, like I've mentioned before. Okay? So you guys got a good look at it. My time's up, guys. I'm sorry. I got to go. I only got like 30 seconds left before my phone says that's enough. I can't do this no more. I'm full of memory because, you know, I got an awesome phone, but it still has its limits. It's like a $1,000 phone, but still has its limits within reason. But yeah, that's a 7M GTE. Okay, guys? And you guys already know what's up with my Probe GT. I already said the KLDE is going to be converted to a KLZE Turbo. I already said my plans on this one. It's just one plan, which is short-term and long-term. Just build up the original